We start from the presidency, where yesterday the Anambra State Governor met with President Bola Tinubu.
That's correct. The meeting was behind closed doors, but you know the usual tradition. When the guest comes out, journalists will try to ask one or two questions. And when Soludo came out, he just dropped a few words with journalists. And he said he he owes no one explanation for his relationship with the president. He said he has known Tinubu for 22 years. So his coming to the villa is not because he's a governor of Anambra State or something special about it.
Well, if Soludo was not seeking a second term, would he be sounding the way he's been sounding recently? I doubt. If you have been following political developments in Nigeria, there is a trend amongst governors, especially those whose states witness staggered elections. And that's because they fear that if they don't kowtow to the president, if they don't bow and suck up to the president, that the president would deploy the proverbial federal might against their state and ensure that his own party captures the state. The reason why most governors who are seeking, if not all of them, I'm yet to see an exception. All the governors who are seeking second term, whose states are witnessing staggered elections, they suck up to the president, endorse the president, sing the president, wake up the president, eat the president, they practically leave the president. That is what we have been seeing over time. Take a look at those states. Monday Okpebelo, since he became the governor, morning, President Bola Tinubu. Afternoon, President Bola Tinubu. Night, President Bola Tinubu. Likewise, even those whose states are not witnessing staggered elections, they all want to be in the good books of the president. I beg your pardon. The reason why every now and then, at every slightest opportunity, they go singing the praise of the president. And that's exactly the tactics that Soludo is deploying. Some of you are aware that come November, there will be a governorship election in Anambra State. And Soludo has been doing everything in his power to ensure that he doesn't offend Mr. President. He wants to be in his good book, so the president will not support his own party candidate against him. You come to the southeast as we speak, the Enugu State Governor, his leg is now one in PDP, one in APC. Anything can happen. We saw that in Akwa Ibom. Osun State, their delegates, the governor wanted to leave the PDP for the APC, but the APC said, no, Oga, remain where you did. And I'm sure negotiations happened behind the scene. You heard a sitting PDP governor saying he would work for the victory of Mr. President. So the president will not have any say in his election. That is what we have seen over time. Our democracy is so screwed that on paper it looks beautiful, but when it comes to practice, it's something else entirely. The people we borrowed this from, this is not how they practice democracy. We borrowed our constitution, the current constitution we're using, from the United States, the presidential system, from the United States. When Donald Trump emerged, this is second term that is currently enjoying. Some democratic governors were bold enough to tell him, Mr. President, will meet in court. Ladies, so not even men, even the male folks are giving him the hot, just giving him a raise for his money. But as once the president coughs, everybody from the governors to the local government chairman to the councillors, even those who are not members of his party, since 1999, I can count only few people who have held governorship positions who stood up to presidents. Once upon a time, we had the likes of OUK, Ojo Zokalu. He stood up against Obasanjo. Heaven did not fall. Even the current president that is carrying everybody, Bola Tinubu, stood up against Obasanjo. Heaven did not fall. The last dispensation, we had the likes of Fayoshe, the former Ekiti State Governor, who stood up against Muhammadu Buhari. We had the current FCT minister, Yesom Wike. He stood up against Muhammadu Buhari. We're not saying people should go fighting people unnecessarily, but everybody should not bow to the president just because he's the president. He can do no wrong. No. If the president does a wrong, those in positions of authority should be bold enough to tell the president, Mr. President, this thing you're doing is wrong, especially when you don't belong to the same political party. If, as an opposition governor, you cannot hold the president accountable, then we should as well have a one-party state. Because that's exactly what the whole thing is turning into. The same politicians will be quick to tell you that Tinubu is turning Nigeria to a one-party state, whereas they are the ones enabling it to happen.
Well, for me, I did not like the fact that Soludo was not tax-free. The moment you walk into the villa, it's a norm. One day you must answer questions. I would have prepared myself even before arriving the villa. Excuse me, Mr. Governor, did you come to see the president in relation to 2027? I beg your pardon. I'm the governor of a state. There are a lot of infrastructural things that needs to be done in my state. It is my duty as the governor to collaborate with the president. You twist the conversation. Journalists go confused. But when you come out and start telling us, the president is your friend for 22 years, you support him, you have confirmed that you went there for endorsements. So I don't, sometimes I wonder, the people you think are politicians that should be smarter are behaving in a way, even we will be upcoming self, we will wonder, say, what are you doing? He fueled all these conversations by his response to the journalists. So you've known Tinubu 22 years, and so how does that affect the price of rice? I told you this morning, I said, well, I don't blame him. People that are on the ballot for APC can give somebody sleepless nights. The former senator Uche Kunife, she's a grassroots mobilizer. The woman has her way around the corridors of power. So if you're in any race with that woman, when they fear small. So, but it's just unfortunate. Come go carry Tinubu insignia for a camp. Fanatic. I mean, please.